This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, all you crypto boomers. It's George and Bud and Paul again, back for another weekly review. It's been another fun week. Before we get started, Bud's got something to share with us that I think is going to really resonate with everybody, especially after the past week that we've had. And before we get started with that, why don't you click that subscribe button, click the bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a video, and also share this with your friends and invite them in so that they can learn from what Jay has taught us and continues to teach us, and some of our own personal experiences. And today we're going to talk about emotions and how to make sure you keep them in check. I've got my own little story about that. And without any further ado, let's jump over to Bud. He's got his screen up, and get after it. Hey, Bud.
Hey, Paul. Hey, George. What a great week in crypto, huh?
Oh my.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's great for us because we've been through all the training with the Bitcoin Academy and what George is doing with Jay over there at patreon.com/CryptoJ. But thank goodness for the emotional training we've had over these years, because we can see in the markets and the charts that we look at, just the greed coming into the charts. And can you see that, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yep, sure can.
Yeah, what I thought would be good is we've been selling a few positions. You know, we're selling the greed and we're pivoting in a few things. We spoke about pivoting with you, Paul, last time as well. I just wanted to go back and look at some of my notes, because what our coach has taught us is to really keep on top of our emotions, because a lot of the emotion is with investment. And clearly we've been through a whole bear market. We've been through ups and downs. We're now going through like a bit of a greed period. And I just thought it's useful to remind us that you can actually have times when you're feeling down and depressed and angry, and all those emotions that we know are on the cheat sheet, the Wall Street cheat sheet that we talked about. So if you don't mind, guys, I thought it'd be good to go through a little bit of my journal and just go through some of the emotions I've had over the last 3 years, and share those, and hopefully try to prevent the crypto boomers making the same mistakes we did. How's that sound?
I would
Oh,
love that.
absolutely, Bud. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm looking back and look at the chart here, the Bitcoin chart. You know, it's been we've been in it. I've been personally in it since 2015. Didn't really feel much emotion towards Bitcoin until 2017, where this blow off top here in 2017. I was full on FOMO. Never felt anything like this before. My entire investing career, I've always been quite happy with a few percent return here, getting interest payments there, you know, just not really experiencing what it's like to be in euphoria and having enormous wealth come into your portfolio. And so, yeah, full on FOMO. But as we've gone through this period, I started keeping a journal. So this period between 2018, 19, and 20. And some of these emotions, let me share with them now. I'm just reading them out. Uh, uh, on this one, it was quite early on. It was around this period here, as we had these big sell-off days in Bitcoin. And we went down to $10,000, which seems unbelievable now, right? $10,000. I've got here, feeling regret and anger at selling my Bitcoin at $9,897 and missing the run up past $10,000. And so I felt too scared to buy that Bitcoin back. Now, clearly, it's a whole different ballgame now with Bitcoin at 54,000, but that was a real emotion of being fearful and scared and anxious. Here's another one. Trying to get my emotions under control, feeling my emotions. I'm focusing on Bitcoin going up to $33,000, trying to clear my mind of pain. When the price explodes, am I going to be ready for that? Can I sell as the candles go up? 10,000 or higher, and basically I'm feeling there, trying to understand what it's going to be like when the markets are going back up. Because of course we sat through this market when it hit 6,000, then it dropped to 3,200. Do you remember those times, guys?
I absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely. That probably you're reading out of my journal too.
um, so I've got some more feelings here. Despite yesterday's gain, I'm unsure whether I believe in Bitcoin, and I must be in disbelief or still a little bit of depression. I'm taking responsibility for my own decisions. I wasn't ready emotionally. And so there, what I'm basically trying to explain is I'm feeling a little bit of disbelief and anger over Bitcoin not doing what we thought it was going to do, because all through this period we thought it was going to just suddenly turn and go back up towards the 33,000 mark, and it just kept, it was like a painful drop. And so that was that day. Hey, listen to this. I re-listened to the module on psychology. Really, I'm starting to get this now. I'm confident enough to take profits. I actually took profits yesterday on EOS when it hit $22. I understand this game is all about emotion. I'm excited about learning to control my emotions. I'm also watching out to make sure that I'm not taking profit too early. So that was the point. I think I started to get it. I'm curious whether either of you two had a point in your past over the last 3 years where it kind of clicked for you and you realized this game is all about psychology.
You go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, yeah, I was going to say, I think I learned it, after uh, the high of 2017, 2018, when Jay introduced that to me. Because I've been in tech, and it's psychology of tech. The only psychology that I really have on tech is I expect something to work, and so it does. Trading was a different universe for me, and learning the psychology of trading, honestly, I didn't get it at first. I thought it was all BS. I'm like, positive thinking, you know, um, you know, having that psychology, no, it's all about money. Well, it took me a year and a half or so, and now I understand that psychology, that it's not all about money. It's about really what I think about money, and what it keeps on going back to me. Not that I'm self-centered about it, but um, that it's my psychology that influences a lot of choices in my life. And it's not just about trading anymore. It's the psychology of life that was introduced to me on the psychology of trading. So I firmly believe what, my good friend Jay says, that being a better trader is going to make you a better person, because you can't separate the two.
Yeah, that's a good word, because I had no idea. I knew from previous experience that emotions were, I don't know, detrimental, or could be detrimental to your trading. I've lost a bunch of money over the span of 5 to 7 years in different investments, as far as stocks and forex and things like that. I've spent a lot of money on education. I've spent a lot of money through some different websites and stuff on education that did not. All they did was teach. Uh, their way of trading. They did not teach anything about emotions. They did not teach anything about how to recognize when you should trade emotionally and when you should just stop. And I think those are really important things. One of the things that I was fortunate enough is my business partner, Dustin, who's also a member of the Bitcoin Academy and the Patreon, and has been educated along with me. I had the ability to bounce things off of him, and he me. And so whenever one of us would maybe become too emotional, we kind of held each other accountable, which has been a very big plus. But listening to Bud's journal, it is a reminder of just the emotional roller coaster that this is. And I think, and I guess one of the things that strikes me as we kind of relive and revisit those times uh, is how I don't know how to say it, how your life can become so consumed with either euphoria or depression based on a stupid chart or based on an expectation of what you've got in your head. And the really cool thing, and the thing that's really helped me, back in 2017, Bud mentioned with the run up. Well, back then I had just met Jay a couple of months before that, before the end. I think it was either July or September, somewhere in there of 2017, when I started kind of listening to him and stuff. And so it had not absorbed into me yet, but I was learning. But anyway, I was listening to several other quote unquote YouTube experts, and many of them were saying, Bitcoin to 1 million, Bitcoin to 500,000, all this stuff, Litecoin to 10,000. And so as it's going up, I'm just holding on. And as it's going up to, $15, $17, $20,000, I'm totally excited. I mean, it's coming. It's here. As a matter of fact, we were on a vacation, sitting on a beach, and I wasn't even relaxing on the beach. I was looking at my phone every hour to see how much more money I had made. And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden we have the pullback, and I just sat there in disbelief. Okay, it's pulling back. That's fine. It's going to go. And it was the exact emotions that Jay teaches in the Wall Street cheat sheet. I mean, it's to a T. If you don't have that, look it up, Wall Street cheat sheet, and you cannot explain the emotions of traders of trading any better than that does. It is incredible. So anyway,
yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to share this, guys, is that if you can see my chart, I should be showing the Bitcoin chart, right? Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So here we are with Bitcoin, and people are clearly, the crypto boomers are making a decision whether to stay out or whether to buy here. And it is easy to buy because look, you buy, it goes up. You buy more, it goes up. This is exactly the feeling we had in 2017. You buy, it goes up. And with the crypto boomers, if you think about it, you've had your entire life where you're used to now low interest rates and not getting anything for your money, really, not seeing, this is a once in a millennial opportunity to see unbelievable life-changing returns. And so again, people are making a decision here. The boomers are making a decision. And I found the page of this period. Do you remember this period here? Let me circle this. This period here, which was the sort of end of 2018 coming into 2019. And here's how I felt. I've written that down. Angry at myself for not taking profit before then watching this 20% crash. So we'd obviously gone through this crash. It's come back up, bounced up, and I'm angry here. Mm-hmm. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I'm angry at looking at the charts, thinking that it always crashes in January and not taking money out. I'm depressed watching my portfolio fall and go sideways. Only now am I waking up to the potential bear scenarios. So I never really thought of a bear market until around here. I believed all through here we were just in a bull market.
Mm-hmm.
finding the markets boring and uninteresting and in disbelief. Will we ever go up? Looking at the psychology for Litecoin and feeling not impressed. So basically, look at that emotion and how that worked against me, because look what we were about to do, all the way up. It was actually the bottom of the market, and if I'd have known that, I'd have been piling in with greed, which our coach was. Do you remember?
Yes.
So we should be expecting then the opposite emotion here of just trying to protect the boomers from not making a decision that, because we're taught it's always better to invest after a pullback. Investing down here is so much easier than investing here and then riding it down.
Yes.
Yeah, and Bud, just to add to that, like looking at the Wall Street cheat sheet, where that arrow is, I was depressed. I know at that point I was like, oh, did I make a mistake? Why didn't I get out? Why didn't I take profit? Is it going to come back? And I decided not to look at the chart because there was nothing that I could do, and all it did was give me angst and kind of get me set in depression. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, this is the full cycle that I've been able to feel my emotions from the beginning to the end, which is depression. And then we're going to start it all over again, which when you're through one cycle, it feels for me, easier to then look back of where we were at that point in time, so that when I'm feeling that, it's like, is that true or is that just part of the cycle? And not really own it and take it on as armor, but that, okay, we're in that phase of the cycle, and remember what the cycle is. It's a cycle. It's not going to remain this way forever.
Yeah, one of the things that I was reminded of when we were talking a little bit ago was the fact that through all of this, we have had the good fortune of being in the Patreon. We've been trained by Jay. He's given us targets. He even on the downside targets, we have had the good fortune in the bear market to have places where we've bought several things. For instance, I think Theta at 4 cents, 6 cents, somewhere in there, just as an example, which just has gone up to 7.50 and a little bit higher. But the nice thing is what I started to say earlier was back in 2017 mainly, I was listening to people saying this is their prediction for Bitcoin. And as it's going up to the 20,000, it looks like they're right. And so I'm euphoric, I'm excited based on what the market's doing and based on what a YouTuber tells me Bitcoin's going to, with no other reason other than Bitcoin's the thing, it's it, and I've been told it's going to $1 million. So now the thing that really helps us is we have targets. Jay gives us targets. We can develop our own targets based on what he's taught us. And as we approach those targets, because it's tough if you don't have a target. Let's go back to 2017. My target was $500,000 on Bitcoin, because that's what people were saying. That's what people were saying. So we're at 20, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. I've got this much in my account at 20. This is how much it's going to be at 500. And first of all, I wasn't prepared. If it would have gone to 500 that year, I would have held on to it for $1 million. You follow what I'm saying? It's not.
Yep.
There was no plan whatsoever how to get out of the market at a certain point. So now, for instance, the Theta trade, we're in it at, under 10 cents. It goes to $7. Jay has given us targets all this time for Theta. We have a plan. We reach that target quicker than some people think, a few weeks quicker than some people thought, including myself. I didn't think it would hit till later in March, but we reached that. And if you've been in the Bitcoin Academy and you've been listening, you've been learning and the psychology of it and all that, you had the ability to turn a 10-cent trade or less into a $7 trade. Do the math. Do the math. If you wanted to put, X amount of dollars in at 10 cents, just do the math on your own. And it may go up to 10. And like Jay said the other day, it doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter to me. First of all, I took advantage of the pivot because there's several coins that have not moved yet. We talked about that last week. So I took advantage of the pivot. I've made my money in Theta on this run, and I've moved it over to something else that still has that run that you see on your screen, still has that run to go. So could I make an extra 30% on Theta? Yeah, possibly. But could I make 500 to 1,000% on some of these other coins that haven't moved yet? Absolutely. But these are the things that we're taught. And that's why I think I'm so comfortable with exiting the market now. How about you guys? Does that make sense? I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah. Learning the pivot. I know Jay during the bear market, he was like, there's some things we're going to teach you when we have the bull market, because there's no reason to cover it in a bear market. And pivot is, the perfect thing to learn as we're, having this bull market just start up and go. And I think it's really important. And now I can see how important that is to have as a tool in my back pocket.
absolutely. T-Fuel is another one that's just, it's tremendous. We're still in this for a little bit farther, but and the list goes on and on. Bud, you've talked about several. As a matter of fact, you had a chart that was a very good teaching tool for me that you did that showed kind of what coins kind of lag behind Bitcoin and how they lag behind. That was exceptional. But those
Oh
are
yeah, let me get that. Let me get
yeah,
that up.
yeah, that would be
Um,
awesome.
because one of the things, guys, I mean, with I love this channel. I love speaking with you, because I believe this channel mission is to help the boomers, and I really love the fact that we don't have an agenda. We're not trying to push crypto on anyone. We're just trying to educate, because we want
Yep.
the crypto boomers to stick around. We don't want them to get burnt. We want to help them and be around for a long time. That's why I thought it would be useful to just kind of cool off a little bit and just remind people what we've gone through. Because
Yeah.
when you look at a chart, you don't see or feel any of the emotion. But here I am reading on the 8th of April, 2019. My portfolio is down. I really wish I took more profit in Litecoin at $97. Do you remember it had a quick run up and then it dropped again? I'm feeling numb. No matter, this is really important. Listen to this one. No matter how hard I study the markets, I cannot figure out what Bitcoin is going to do and whether Bitcoin will go past $9,000 or down to a new low. And what that's saying to me is that it doesn't matter how studious you are, the markets are going to do what the markets are going to do. It's
Right.
outside of your control.
Yeah. Yep.
No question. And that hasn't changed either. And this week I had somebody, a couple of people asking me, okay, I've got some money to put in the market, and we're thinking of, and I don't know, Link maybe. And I had to go through the reason why I probably would not get into Link. Is it a good project? Yes. Is it going to go up? Yes. But you want to get into projects that have a larger X factor at this point than Link does to the next target. And those are things that you learn. And if you do not learn that stuff, you're going to, based on some YouTuber or some person in your life that doesn't have a clue what's going on, telling you, oh man, Bitcoin's going up to $100,000. I'm buying Bitcoin. now's probably not the time to do that. I mean, if you think about it, and we can't beat this in your head enough, even if Bitcoin goes to 100,000 from this point, that's a 40%, gain. Um, that's more than that, but it's not double. Um, so at best, you double your money. Let's just say you double your money at best, when you could get into another project that hasn't moved as much as Bitcoin, and you can make 12, 15, 20 times your money. So, don't FOMO in. I think Bud mentioned FOMO. Do not FOMO in and don't FOMO out. Have a plan.
Yeah.
Write your plan down. Have a specific, and it can change. Your plan can change. Jay shows us all the time how targets change. Jay's ultimate targets are extremely accurate, but the market does what the market does, and your plans can change. But if you don't have a plan at all and you just flying by the seat of your pants, this market will take your money.
Absolutely. And Paul, I'd say writing your plan down and not having I have the plan in my head and this is what I'm going to do, because when I leave things in my head, it also leaves my head, and I look back and I'm like, oh, where did I put something? And I think it's really important to write your plan down so you can remember and you can change it. And so that it brings it into this reality instead of just kind of, this ambiguous, oh, I kind of have a plan. So yeah, writing it down is an amazing, tool to have in that.
Yeah.
So I want to change the frequency a little bit and kind of bring us on an end with a high.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you remember in 2017, and I know, George, you would definitely remember this, with Cliff High was like saying there's going to be all these $100,000 Bitcoin parties. Do you remember that?
Yep, absolutely. And that's what I believed. That's what I believed. That's what I was going to get out.
So I've been now dreaming of my $100,000 Bitcoin party. I've been telling family and friends, hey, I'm thinking of having a party. We're in lockdown here in the UK, so we're all getting excited. Let me share with you what I've been thinking about. In the UK, we are famous for our history, and we have a lot of castles. So I'm thinking of like something, either a castle or a stately home, like Downton Abbey, renting that out for a weekend and having a big, luxurious, wonderful $100,000 Bitcoin party. Maybe we'll go early at 70,000. But that was our dream.
That's awesome. I love it.
That is great.
Yeah, and all those people that did not believe in crypto, we're gonna bring up the drawbridge, shoot arrows at them, and throw like hot tar on them, and just say, "Hey."
I don't even think you need to do that. They're probably going to be tarring themselves.
Let us in, let us in. We really wanted to believe in Bitcoin when you were talking about it in 2018, 2019. Now we believe because it's, of course, 55,000.
Exactly. And because everybody else is talking about it, because, when you're a family member, they don't want to believe you. But when, the lamestream talk about it, then it's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and you know what? And the more they talk it on mainstream, the more I'm convinced we're going to have a pullback. So,
Yeah, exactly.
In the next few weeks, we probably get our pullback for a couple of months, and then we take it from there into the end of the year. But anyway, good talk, guys. This is exactly what I needed to hear. Let alone, I hope the crypto boomers that listen to this will get some value out of it, and will help them make the decision to actually plan their trade, and know exactly what they want to do at a certain level, and just kind of revisit that every so often. Don't have your head in the charts every single minute of the day, and live your life. Enjoy this. We're going to have this run up here, like we said, over the next few weeks, and we're going to have a pullback, and then it'll be time to reload and have some fun through the end of the year. So anything else you guys want to finish with? Bud, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I'll finish with I've got my stashes of fiat currency ready to throw off the castle, and I'm all in crypto now. I'm crypto forever.
Well, make sure you save some of that for the privy so it can be used there too.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, guys, let's
Oh,
wrap this one
sorry,
up.
George, you're giving me an idea. We should have toilet roll with Bitcoin on. What do you think? And then for all those people that don't believe, we should be marketing that.
Actually,
I
I
like
think
that.
I don't know. I think fiat should be on the toilet roll.
But
Well,
have two.
I'm using that already. So, I
Yeah, for sure. One other thing I will mention coming up here before too long, we haven't got the dates finalized, but we are going to do a live with Jay. We'll do a YouTube live with Jay so that people can ask some questions. That's going to be exciting. So we'll be setting that up. The four of us will be on, and also George is working on getting G Pool guys on, right?
Yep, D is saying yes, he would love to join. He just needs some sleep, and so he's going to think about it. And so we'll probably see him sometime in April.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. That sounds good. All right, guys, let's take on the week. Today's date was hey, it's St. Patty's Day, so I guess everybody may go out and drink a green beer tonight or whatever to celebrate. So,
Yeah, I hope you have your green on, you guys.
oh, you know what? It's a good thing you're not here. You might have pinched me. I don't. So.
Yeah, I've got my green on.
My Bitcoin's my green.
My toilet paper's green.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, all you crypto boomers, just remember it's not about investing, it's about creating wealth. Until next time, keep on keeping on.